lecture we will be discussing the objectives of Minimum Wages Act. What is Minimum Wages Act? See, we know the term wage. As it even in the unit number 1 we have studied what is compensation. Okay, so when we come across the term wage, okay, or this compensation, what is wage and why wage is very much important? ओके बघा, जेव्हा आपण वेज किंवा कॉम्पेन्सेशन हे वर्ड जेव्हा आपण युनिट नंबर 1मध्ये पाहिलेलं आहे, ओके, हे वेज कॉम्पेन्सेशन हे काय आहे तर बघा, ओके, when we consider the blue collar workers, okay, when we consider the blue collar workers who are prevailing into the organization or into the company, is it the people, okay, the workers, is it the second factor of production, is it is very important from your organization's viewpoint. Okay, when we consider the organization, yes, into your organization, yes, the laborer or the worker, he is very important. Why he is important? Okay, because somewhere, I said, your production activity will be completed only with, okay, the efforts taken by this person. Means, okay, this person takes the efforts, okay, okay, and after that, so when we come across wages, this term, okay, what is wages? Yes, wages is the reward which is given to the labor. Okay, see, amongst the 4 factor of production, the active factor of production itself is laborer. Okay, what he does? Yes, he engages himself with the factory machineries, or he engages himself into the physical work which is related to the factory. Okay, and by using his energy, by using his capacity, he completes the production activity. Is it? So whenever, okay, we think about this person, laborer, okay, the reward which is given to this person itself is called as, yes, wages. Okay, getting it? The reward which is given to this person itself is called as wages. Okay, so when we consider this wages, okay, yes, how much they should be, okay, why they should be provided, okay, does it has any connection with the productivity? Okay, as an employer, while quoting the wages, what he should be considering, okay, all these things they will be discussed in this lecture. Okay, so when we consider wages, yes, okay, just a bit revision or a review of what we have studied into, yes, what we have studied into the types of workers. See, the workers are divided into 2 types. Which are the 2 types? Yes, the first type is blue collar workers, the second type is white collar workers. Okay, so when we consider the blue collar workers, yes, blue collar workers are those workers who work on the machineries, okay, who use their who contribute physically towards the completion of the production activity, yes, who work in the factory building. Okay, such type of workers, they are called as blue collar workers. Okay, and the second part is white collar workers. Okay, the second part is white collar workers. Okay, who are these white collar workers? See, white collar workers are commonly known as office bearers. So when we consider these two types of workers, yes, as the work is different, means when we consider the blue collar worker, yes, their work is physical work, and when we consider the white collar workers, yes, their work is mental work, isn't it? So when we differentiate these two types of workers, the reward which is paid to these two workers, is it is also different quite. So when we consider the blue collar worker and the white collar worker, both these workers, yes, they are important from the organization's viewpoint, but as the work which they do, the work which they do, it differs into, yes, into the manner which is performed by them, or the nature of work which is performed by these two people, it is different. Okay, so when we consider this nature of the work of both these people, okay, somewhere, yes, somewhere we should thoroughly think about the reward which is paid to these people. Okay, the wages and the salary, it has quite difference. Okay, so considering this nature of work, so the reward which is paid to both these employees, okay, both these workers, is it both blue collar as well as white collar workers, it is that important because what happens is, okay, when we consider these two people, when do we consider these two people, is it they are very important from our organization's viewpoint. Okay, see, when we come across, okay, when we come across the wage which is paid, how much wage should be paid to the worker? Okay, this is a big question before the employer. Okay, because see, when we consider the history of wage, is it previously, see, in the good old days, prior to 50-60 years, is it, from today's date, there were no working time. Okay, there were no working time or working hours, is it, people used to, as people were illiterate at those times, is it, people were, okay, given the employment, is it, given the employment, but the working hours, they were not fixed, is it, means how much time to work, is it, for the wage which is paid, is it, this hour, it was not fixed, is it, due to this, what was happening, is it, there was exploitation of these people, there was exploitation of these people. So let's see the minimum wages act. See, minimum wages act, idea I will be giving you related to this, why this act is passed. This act is passed itself to cover up, okay, to cover up some things, okay, which previously were not affected, which previously were not affected, means, yes, when we consider the minimum wages act, okay, why it is important, yes, it is important because, is it, how much to give wage and how much wage received, is appropriate. Okay, when we consider all these things, surely somewhere the employees feel satisfied. The employees feel satisfied when you give the fair wages. Is it? So let's see the introduction of Minimum Wages Act. ओके, बघा वेज काय आहे, वेज कोणाला दिलं जातं, ओके, आणि का दिलं जातं. तर वेज एक रिवॉर्ड आहे जो की तुमच्या फॅक्टरीमध्ये इज इट, ज्याला आपण ब्ल्यू कॉलर वर्कर असं म्हणतो, या ब्ल्यू कॉलर वर्करला इज इट तो जो एफर्ट्स घेतो ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये, म्हणजे तो जो फिजिकल वर्क करतो इज इट फॅक्टरीमध्ये, ओके, त्याच्यासाठी मोबदला म्हणून एक रिवॉर्ड म्हणून अशा प्रकारे इज इट वेज, दॅट इज ज्याला मराठीमध्ये आपण मजुरी असं म्हणतो, हे पे केलं जातं. ओके, का केलं जातं पे ते? बिकॉज ओके तो पूर्ण दिवस किंवा त्याला दिलेल्या वेळेमध्ये ओके बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी कंप्लीट करत असतो इज इट. आणि हा व्यक्ती जो आहे, हा जो मजूर आहे, हा जो कामगार आहे, तो आपल्या ऑर्गनायझेशनच्या दृष्टिकोनातून खूप महत्त्वाचा आहे. का? कारण की जेव्हा आपण इज इट फॅक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शनचा विचार करतो, तर हे जे 4 फॅक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये दुसऱ्या नंबरला लेबर किंवा लेबरर याचा उल्लेख होतो. तर हे जे लेबरर्स असतात ते काय करतात, तर फॅक्टरीमध्ये काम करतात. ओके, म्हणजे फॅक्टरीमधील जे मशिनरीज आहेत त्या मशिनरीचा वापर करून इज इट प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेसला कंप्लीट करतात. ओके, किंवा प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करण्यामध्ये यांचा खारीचा वाटा असतो. ओके, तर हे जे काम करतात, ओके, हे जे मजूर किंवा हे जे कामगार काम करतात, जर त्यांनी काम केलं नाही तर तुमची जी प्रोडक्शन ॲक्टिव्हिटी आहे, म्हणजेच तुमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशनची प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस जी आहे ती कंप्लीट होऊ शकणार नाही. त्यामुळेच ओके जेव्हा आपण ह्या व्यक्तीला एखादं काम देतो तेव्हाच इज इट त्या कामाबद्दल त्याला आपण मोबदला देतो, आणि त्या मोबदल्यालाच काय म्हटलं जातं, इंग्लिशमध्ये वेज असं म्हटलं जातं. ओके, आता बघा एक 50-60 वर्षापूर्वीची गोष्ट इज इट, जेव्हा कोणत्याही प्रकारचे कायदे नव्हते, ओके, किंवा कोणत्याही प्रकारे जे कामगार आहेत किंवा जे मजूर आहेत ते इलिटरेट असल्यामुळे, अशिक्षित असल्यामुळे त्यांच्यावरती एक्सप्लॉयटेशन व्हायचं. इज इट, म्हणजे काय व्हायचं बघा, की हे जे मजूर आहेत इज इट किंवा हे जे कामगार आहेत ते दिवस जवळजवळ 20-20 तास, 18-18 तास काम करायचे, आणि 18 ते 20 तास काम करूनसुद्धा ओके त्यांना जे वेजेस मिळायचे ते खूपच कमी असायचे. जे ओके 2-3 तास काम करणाऱ्या व्यक्तीला मिळाले पाहिजेत तेवढे वेजेस त्यांना 18-18 तास काम करूनसुद्धा मिळत नव्हते. ओके, याच्यामुळे काय व्हायचं की कुठेतरी हे जे मजूर आहेत त्यांचं शोषण होतं, एक्सप्लॉयटेशन होतं. ओके, हे जे ट्रेड युनियन्स आहेत, कामगार संघटना जे आहेत, त्या सर्वांना ते कळालं. ओके, किंवा बघा जेव्हा आपण वेजेसचा विचार करतो, वेजेस प्रत्येक व्यक्ती जो फॅक्टरीमध्ये काम करतो त्याला युनिफॉर्म वेजेस मिळतात का, म्हणजे एकसारखे वेजेस मिळतात का? नाही. ओके, बघा काही वर्कर्स जे आहेत इज इट त्या वर्कर्सचं सुद्धा रिक्लासिफिकेशन केलं जातं. बघा जे ब्ल्यू कॉलर वर्कर्स आहेत त्यांचंसुद्धा रिक्लासिफिकेशन केलं जातं. कसं केलं जातं? 3 प्रकारे केलं जातं. ओके, कोणते आहेत ते 3 प्रकार? स्किल्ड वर्कर्स, अनस्किल्ड वर्कर्स अँड सेमी स्किल्ड वर्कर्स. ओके, so when we consider the reclassification of blue collar workers, okay, the blue collar workers, they are also divided into 3 parts. Okay, which are these 3 parts? Yes, the 3 parts itself are, okay, the 3 parts itself are, what are the 3 parts? Yes, The three parts itself are, yes, skilled laborers, semi-skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. Means the skilled laborers are those people who know everything or who are talented into the skills, or they have acquired many more skills, is it, which are required for the production activities. So we group these people into the title skilled workers. Okay, the second part is unskilled workers. Okay, the second part is unskilled workers. Okay, who are the unskilled workers? Yes, those people who lack in skills, those people who lack in skills and knowledge. Okay, they are grouped under the title unskilled laborers or unskilled workers. Okay, and the third part is semi-skilled workers. Okay, means 50-50. Okay, some of the skills they are having, some of the skills, in some of the skills they are lagging behind. Okay, so when we consider these three types of workers, okay, that is skilled laborers, unskilled laborers and semi-skilled laborers. See, as per the skills which they have acquired or which they know, as per the skills which they have acquired and which they know. Okay, these people, what they do? Yes, as per the skill which they have acquired, okay, these people usually are paid wages differently. Means what? Okay, the wages which are paid to these people, the wages which are paid to these people, it is different in the sense, okay, means the skilled laborers, they are highly paid, the semi-skilled laborers, they are moderately paid. Okay, and when we consider unskilled laborers, they are, yes, they are, the wages which are paid to them, they are lower or they are less. Okay, so when we consider such kind of discriminancy into the payment of wages, yes, so let's see what is the introduction of Minimum Wages Act. See, the Minimum Wages Act is to fix minimum wages to the workers, including skilled or unskilled workers in the industry. See, what is Minimum Wages Act? Yes, Minimum Wages Act is an act which is passed to fix, yes, to fix the minimum wages to the workers, including skilled or unskilled workers in the industry. Okay, see what happens. See, there is a discrepancy, right? There is a discrepancy made into the payment of wages. Is it? Means when we consider skilled laborers, when we consider unskilled laborers, when we consider semi-skilled workers, is it? All these three workers, they are differently paid in some of the factories. Okay, based on the skills, based on the knowledge, based on the target which they complete. Okay, they are paid differently. Okay, so when we come across Minimum Wages Act, why Minimum Wages Act? Yes, Minimum Wages Act itself is passed to fix minimum wages to the workers, including skilled or unskilled workers in the industry. Means when we come across the Minimum Wages Act, why Minimum Wages Act? Yes, Minimum Wages Act itself is passed to fix minimum wages to the workers, including skilled or unskilled workers in the industry. ओके, बघा, जेव्हा आपण मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्टचा विचार करतो, ओके, का मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट पास केलेला आहे? ओके, तर रिझन त्याच्यामागे एवढंच आहे की, ओके, जे स्किल्ड लेबरर्स आहेत, जे अनस्किल्ड लेबरर्स आहेत, त्यांना किमान ओके ठराविक मिनिमम वेजेस मिळावेत, ठराविक वेजेस मिळावेत हाच उद्देश गृहीत धरून मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट पास केलेला आहे. ओके, द ॲक्ट केम इन टू फोर्स आफ्टर द वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकंड in 1948. Okay, when this act came into force? Yes, the act came into force after World War II in 1948. Okay, India is one of the developing countries with a number of unemployed. Therefore, the employers exploit the manual laborers by fixing low wages, which is insufficient to meet their daily needs and medical expenses. Okay, see, when we consider our country India, yes, India is one of the developing country. Okay, and when we consider the problems prevailing into our country, unemployment is one of the most severe problem. Okay, unemployment is the most severe problem into our country. Okay, so when it comes to unemployment, okay, and when we consider the mentality of the employers, okay, what employers do? Yes, the employers exploit the manual laborers by fixing low wages, which is insufficient to meet their daily needs and medical expenses. Okay, see, as we know, the techniques which are used for completing the production process, okay, it is also divided into two parts. Okay, you are aware about those two parts. First part is labor intensive technique and second one is capital intensive technique. So when we go through labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique, what is it? Yes, when we consider the labor intensive technique, okay, when we consider the labor intensive technique, okay, see, the countries, okay, the countries where the labor force, okay, the labor force, it is available in abundant quantity. Is it? Whenever we consider some of the countries where the labor force, that is the human resource, it is available in abundant quantity, okay, such type of countries, they focus on, okay, primarily they focus on labor intensive technique. Okay, getting it? Then the countries, okay, usually the developed countries, okay, where the human resources, they are available into limited quantity. The human resources, they are available into limited quantity. Such type of nations, they focus on capital intensive technique. Okay, means what? Okay, in labor intensive technique, what is done? Okay, more use of laborers for completing the production activity, it is done. Okay, and when we consider capital intensive technique, at the time, more use of technology, more use of machineries, it is used to complete the production activity. Getting it? Okay, so when we come across such type of techniques, okay, see, those countries in which population or human resources, they are abundant in quantity, like our country, is it? They usually focus on labor intensive technique. So as the employers, they know that, Okay, the labor force is available in plenty of amount. Okay, what they do? Yes, they do exploit the laborers by paying minimum wages or by paying low wages. Okay, means they ask the laborers or the workers to work for long hours. Okay, they ask the laborers to work for long hours, and yes, then what they do? Yes, they pay less amount, is it? And they pay low wages such that, okay, they are that insufficient. Okay, they can't meet the daily needs and medical needs of the workers. Okay, hence the legislature enacted a law to prohibit the payment of wages below the employee's subsistence level. Okay, so what the legislature did? Yes, the legislature, okay, enacted a law to prohibit, okay, to prohibit the payment of wages, okay, to prohibit the payment of wages. Okay, getting it? So the wages provided by the employers to the workers should be following the Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, means any employer, if they have a question before them, okay, what is the question? The question is that, okay, how much the employer is supposed to be paid. Okay, how much the employer is supposed to be paid. Okay, if this is the question, okay, if this is the question before the employer, then what he should be doing? Yes, he should refer to Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, the act is considered to be a violation of Article 19(1)(g) of the Indian Constitution in the eyes of the employers, but the Supreme Court ruled that act is based on the directive principle of state policy provided under Article 43 of Indian Constitution. Okay, see, when we do consider minimum wages, what minimum wages means or why this act is passed. Okay, का मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट पास झालेला आहे बघा. ओके ओके ह्या ॲक्टनुसार मिनिमम वेज वर्कर्सला किती दिले पाहिजेत हे फिक्स केलं जातं. कारण की आधी काय व्हायचं तर जे स्किल्ड लेबरर्स आणि अनस्किल्ड लेबरर्स असतील, ओके, त्यांना जे वेजेस पे केले जायचे, ओके, त्याच्यामध्ये डिफरन्स व्हायचा. ओके, आणि हे जे अनस्किल्ड लेबरर्स आहेत, ओके, त्यांना जे वेजेस पे करायचे एम्प्लॉयर्स, ओके, ते इतके लो असायचे की त्यांना साधं त्यांचे हेल्थ और मेडिकल एक्सपेन्सेस जे असतील आणि जे बेसिक और डेली नीड्स असतील हे सुद्धा त्या वेजेसच्या अमाऊंटमधून एक्सपेंड करता यायचं नाही. ओके, म्हणून 1948मध्ये, ओके, वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकंड नंतर 1948मध्ये हे जे ॲक्ट आहे मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट, तो ॲक्ट अस्तित्वात आला. ओके, बघा, जेव्हा आपण आपल्या भारताचा विचार करतो, आपल्या देशाचा विचार करतो, तेव्हा ओके भारत एक डेव्हलपिंग कंट्री आहे. ओके, आणि एक प्रॉब्लेम जो आपल्या कंट्रीमध्ये प्रिव्हिलिंग आहे तो म्हणजे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. कारण की जेव्हा आपण लेबर फोर्स किंवा पॉप्युलेशनचा विचार करतो, तसेच लोकसंख्येचा जेव्हा विचार करतो, ओके, भारताची लोकसंख्या फार असल्यामुळे ओके ह्युमन रिसोर्स किंवा लेबरर्सची अवेलेबिलिटीसुद्धा तेवढीच आहे. ओके त्यामुळे हे जे एम्प्लॉयर्स आहेत त्यांना माहिती आहे की काही झालं तर लेबर. So let's see what are the different objectives of Minimum Wages Act. The first objective of Minimum Wages Act is to ensure that statutory fixation of minimum wages to prevent exploitation of labor. Okay, see, whenever we consider the laborer, whenever we consider this person laborer or worker, see, when we come across this person, okay, when we come across this person, okay, see, this person is very important into your production activity, right? This person is very important into your production activity. Why? Okay, see, when we go through the different roles which are performed by these laborers priorly or in a priority, okay, this person, yes, this person is supposed, okay, this person is supposed to complete the production activity, right? See, when you are allotting a task to this person, when you are allotting a task to this person and you are expecting that this person should, okay, this person should complete the task whichever you have allotted to this person, okay, what is further expected? Yes, it is further expected that, okay, you, okay, complete his or you fulfill his needs. But what happens, okay, prior to such type of minimum wages act, what was happening? Yes, the workers or the laborers which were employed into the organization, this person, okay, this person who was employed into the factory for getting the production activity completed, okay, he was working for long hours, but the wage which was paid to him or the reward which was paid to him, it was not sufficient, okay, it was not sufficient. So the first objective of minimum wages act itself is to ensure that the statutory fixation of minimum wages is okay, which prevents exploitation of labor, it is done. Then the second objective is that to ensure that the laborers have a minimum standard of life. Okay, see, every person, every human being, okay, he likes to maintain his standard of living, right? So when we consider worker community, they are also not the exception of this, right? Okay, so see, when we consider laborerचा जेव्हा आपण विचार करतो, कोण आहे laborers? बघा, हे जे लेबरर्स आहेत इज इट, ते काय करतात? ओके, त्यांना सुद्धा त्यांचं स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग मेंटेन करावं असं वाटतं, ते सुद्धा त्याला एक्सेप्शन नाही आहेत. ओके, सो थ्रू मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट, ओके, वेन यू कॅन मेंटेन द स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग ॲक्च्युली, is it when you have sufficient income, right? If you have sufficient income, then only it is possible for you to maintain your standard of living, is it? Okay, तुम्ही तुमचं स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग कधी मेंटेन ठेवू शकता? ओके, जर तुमच्याकडे सफिशियंट इन्कम असेल तर. ओके, समजा इन्कम इनसफिशियंट असेल तर येस, तो त्याचे स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग मेंटेन ठेवू शकत नाही. सो मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्टचा हा सुद्धा एक ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह आहे, टू एन्श्युअर दॅट द लेबरर्स हॅव अ मिनिमम स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लाईफ. देन टू ब्रिंग सोशल जस्टिस. ओके, टू ब्रिंग सोशल जस्टिस, what it means? Yes, to bring social justice itself means that, okay, to bring social justice in itself means that, okay, say if the income which is received by all these workers, okay, the income received by all these workers, if it is moderate, okay, which can satisfy his needs, surely they will upgrade their standard of living, is it? So there will not be any kind of imbalance into the society, means no one will be richer, no one will be poorer, okay, everybody will be equal, okay. So this is also one of the objective of minimum wages act, okay. Then to ensure that the workers can meet their daily needs, physical necessity, proper health, and comfort. Okay, see, through the wages, that is the reward which they receive for the for the work which they impart, for the task which they impart. What happens through this? Okay, the workers can meet their daily needs, physical necessity, proper health, and comfort. Okay, see, if they are getting what they want, if they are getting what they want, then surely it will be satisfying. Surely it will be satisfying their daily needs, physical necessity, proper health, and comfort. Okay, getting it? Then to provide for periodic revision of minimum wages fixed. Okay, see, as per the changes in the market, the rates of many of the goods, products, they do modify or they do change. Okay, so when we consider this thing, what happens due to this? Yes, due to this, still the laborer, he is not able to complete his task, or he is not able to accomplish he is not able to make his expenditure, is it? So what minimum wages act 1948 says, minimum wages act 1948 says that yes, there should be a periodic revision of minimum wages which is fixed. Okay, then to provide for the appointment of an advisory committee and boards with an equal number of representatives from employers and employees. Okay, see, minimum wages act says that there should be an advisory committee or board where the representatives of the employers as well as employees, they will be included. Okay, why? What should be paid and what should be received? Okay, to discuss on this such type of appointment, it is done. Okay, so when we consider minimum wages act, okay, what are the objectives of minimum wages act? बघा, आपण जेव्हा मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट ह्या ॲक्टचा विचार करतो, त्याचे उद्दिष्टे काय आहेत, त्याचे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स काय आहेत? पहिलं ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह असं आहे की मिनिमम वेजेस किती असले पाहिजे हे फिक्स केले जातात. ओके, जेणेकरून लेबरर्स जो आहे त्याला एक प्रकारचं एक प्रोटेक्शन मिळतं. ओके, आणि त्याचं जे प्रिव्हियसली एक्सप्लॉयटेशन व्हायचं ॲज म्हणजे जास्त कालावधीसाठी त्याला काम करायला लागायचं आणि त्याला जे वेजेस मिळायचे ते खूपच कमी होते. ओके, हे कुठेतरी सेफगार्ड होतं. त्याच्यानंतर टू एन्श्युअर दॅट द लेबरर्स हॅव अ मिनिमम स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लाईफ. Okay, the standard of living or the standard of life. Okay, he will be able only when हा व्यक्ती त्याचं स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लाईफ किंवा स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग कधी मेंटेन करू शकेल, जर त्याला पुरेसे इन्कम मिळालं तर. ओके, समजा त्याला पुरेसे इन्कम मिळालं नाही, तर तो त्याचे एक्सपेंडिचरच करू शकत नाही. ओके, स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लिव्हिंग कधी तो मेंटेन करत राहणार, इज इट? हे होऊ शकतं. सो मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट काय म्हणतं आहे की मिनिमम स्टँडर्ड ऑफ लाईफ. देन टू ब्रिंग सोशल जस्टिस. ओके, एक प्रकारची समानता सोसायटीमध्ये यावी यासाठी सुद्धा मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट स्ट्राईव्ह करतं. टू एन्श्युअर दॅट द वर्कर्स कॅन मीट देअर डेली नीड्स, फिजिकल नेसेसिटी, प्रॉपर हेल्थ अँड कम्फर्ट. ओके, म्हणजे याच्या थ्रू जे वेजेस मिळतील त्याच्या थ्रू तो त्याचे डेली नीड्स, फिजिकल नेसेसिटी, प्रॉपर हेल्थ अँड कम्फर्ट सगळं भागवू शकेल, हे आहे. त्यानंतर टू प्रोव्हाइड फॉर पिरियॉडिक रिव्हिजन ऑफ मिनिमम वेजेस फिक्स्ड. ओके, टाईमली जसं नीड आहे मार्केटमध्ये, जशी डिमांड आहे, इज इट जसे प्राइसेस चेंज होतात, इज इट जसे एक्सपेंडिचर त्या वर्करचे वाढतील त्याप्रमाणे त्या वेजेसमध्ये रिव्हिजन व्हावं, हे पण एक ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह आहे मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्टचं. ओके, त्यानंतर अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ अ ॲडवायझरी कमिटी. ओके, मिनिमम वेजेस ॲक्ट काय म्हणतं आहे की ॲडवायझरी कमिटी असली पाहिजे, ॲडवायझरी कमिटी बोर्ड असलं पाहिजे. ओके, ज्याच्यामध्ये एम्प्लॉयर अँड एम्प्लॉई दोघांचेही रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह असतील. ओके, यामुळे काय होईल, येस, दोघांचंही जे मत असेल ते व्यवस्थित मांडलं जाईल आणि वेजेस किती दिले पाहिजे आणि वेजेस किती मिळाले पाहिजेत हे डिस्कशन थ्रू सॉर्ट आउट होऊन ओके योग्य ते वेजेस मिळतील.